How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. We are going to take a look at Workhorse today and talk about ARK Invest and how they're buying up more shares during the dip. We're also going to take a look at what I'm doing, whether I think it's a good idea to be buying shares just like ARK or whether I'm holding off. Now, there are a lot of different opinions on this, especially when the stock goes down. It's been, kind of around the same point this week, but we have seen a pretty big dip since a few weeks ago. So a lot of people are either becoming really strong-handed and holding on, or a lot of people are just selling off and getting out while they're ahead. So I'm going to go over all that. If you guys like this kind of thing, please leave a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. If you like Workhorse, please leave that thumbs up. Also, I want to talk about the sponsor for today's video, which is Asset Dash. So I've been reached out to for a lot of sponsorships, and I've turned almost every single one down except for this one. And this is a really cool website, and I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't really like the website. You can check it out in the links below, but what it is it's a website that tracks market caps of some of the largest asset groups, some of the largest companies, cryptocurrencies, all different types of things, all on one system. So you can take a look at the market cap of Apple real time versus the market cap of, let's say, Bitcoin. You can take a look at all this depending on the day, and you can see how much it goes up during different periods. You can also take a look at all these companies' earnings per share. This is a new feature that they just came out recently with, and they're updating this pretty regularly. So you should definitely check out the website. It's really cool. I know personally I get really annoyed part of the way through a day when companies moved up maybe 8% on the day, and I'm trying to do some analysis to determine something, and I'm trying to figure out the market cap, and I don't know whether the market cap that's shown is the old market cap before the day started. So a lot of the time I have to go find out the shares outstanding, multiply that by the share price, and it's just a big annoying thing that I have to do. But here you can just take a look at it, and it updates every minute. And Asset Dash is 100% free, so check it out in the description below. And before we get started too, if you want 2 free stocks from Webull, they're still doing their promotion. If you deposit $100, really helps out the channel, and you can get 2 free stocks worth up to $1,600 each. So check that out in the description below too. So Workhorse has been up and down throughout the week. If we look here, they were up around $26 a share just about a week ago. And, depending on when you're watching this, I'm filming this Wednesday night, but they're down about 7% as of now, and they've seen even greater depths. So we have seen it recover a little bit this week, but a lot of investors are pretty nervous. But I want to bring to your attention that ARK Invest is buying shares of Workhorse. I'm going to show you how much they're buying. And it's really interesting because this has changed since yesterday. This has changed since this morning when I looked at it. This keeps on updating, and they're buying more shares. So I'm going to show you exactly how much that is, but if you don't know who ARK Invest is, you might have heard of Cathie Woods. She is someone that's put a $7,000 price target on Tesla. Now that is $1,200 because of the stock split, but she was very bullish on Tesla. She kind of runs the company at ARK Invest, and she has had a great returning year. They are considered one of the best and most innovative investing firms out there, and they have had great returns. A lot of people look towards them to see what kind of innovation is coming and to see what they're buying to try to mimic it. So ARK Invest carries a lot of weight with these growth investors. And if we look a couple weeks ago, so September 24, we can see here that they owned about 730,000 shares of Workhorse. So a pretty good amount, right? 16 million. Now, I had looked at this a few days ago, and they had 740,000 shares. So from September 24th to about Monday this week, they had bought about 10,000 shares. When I looked today, they had bumped this up. They had bought 756,000. So they bought another 16,000 shares by Wednesday. Now, I took a look, and this is just a few minutes ago. So early in the morning on Wednesday, I looked, and they had bought 16,000 more shares. But I looked again just before filming this video, and if you look here, they've actually bought more since this morning. So they've updated this since then, and they bought about another 6,000 shares. So I realize that 6,000 shares to them isn't that much, but you can see they're biting off 10,000, then 16, then 6, all within a few weeks span. So I know that they're not doubling their position or anything like that, but when they bought 16,000 shares, that was increasing the position by about 2%. That's not anything to scoff at. Now, what do I think about this? Well, I think that they still have a good feeling about Workhorse going forward. I feel like they want to continue to invest in them. And this gives me the good feeling that, okay, they definitely don't think that we're not going to get the contract, if that makes sense. So they don't know for a fact that we're not going to get the contract, because if they did, for some reason, if they knew stuff that we didn't and it was negative, they obviously wouldn't be buying. I don't know if they know that we did get the contract. I feel like they would be investing more, or maybe they wouldn't be investing at all just so that they didn't buy on some insider information. But what I think this means is they're bullish long term on the stock. They want to continue to invest small amounts at this depressed price. And that is kind of where I'm sitting right now. So I have a pretty sizable position for my portfolio in Workhorse. I haven't been biting off anymore, but I would consider, buying a couple percent here and there. Right now, I'm sitting on it just because I feel comfortable with it and I'm saving up for some other things, so I can't be investing a lot of money into Workhorse. But if you're considering buying into Workhorse and you're wondering, to me, would I buy Workhorse, or, should you sit out on the sidelines? Obviously, I can't give financial advice because I'm not a stock analyst. I'm not a financial advisor. But I would say if you've thought about it and you want to invest in them long term, I don't think it's a bad idea. If you're someone that's holding and you're wondering, should I sell just in case we don't get the USPS contract, I'll caution you that we've had really no negative news. So between whenever you invested and now, you've probably only heard good news about them. And I've seen a couple different things that happened over the last week, and just pointing out my videos here, there was a kind of a leak by Romeo Power Technology that kind of gave us some insight that they might actually have already secured part of the USPS contract, and you can see that in that video. I won't go over it again. There's also this kind of interesting happenstance that they happen to be in a government website, and all these things by themselves don't mean anything, but the CHARGE Act was signed, which is kind of electrifying the government a little bit more. It makes it easier. And they also said that the contract should be coming up in the next few months. There's a lot of bullish points, and this is all after I made a video that had 18 bullish points on Workhorse. So this is kind of where we're sitting. We've had no negative news. We're just kind of waiting around. So I definitely am not selling. If you can afford to hold on to it, if you're not having to sell it to buy food, I think that it's good to hold on to this stock. Now, of course, I'm not a financial advisor. Don't take my advice for it. Make sure you're doing your own research. But that's where I'm sitting right now. Cathie Wood is buying. ARK Invest is buying. I am holding. I would consider investing a few more percent, especially if it drops a little bit lower. I'm not big on market timing, but I do believe that if you take money that you weren't even planning on investing and you throw it in investments, I don't really consider that timing the market. I just consider that investing more than you were expecting. So that's where I'm sitting. I'd be curious in hearing what you guys think below. If you guys like this kind of thing, please leave a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Also, if you want a couple free stocks from Webull, they're still running their promotion right now. You can get 2 free stocks worth up to $1,600 each if you deposit $100 or more. So definitely check that out down in the description, and check out Asset Dash. I'm going to be using this pretty regularly, I think, as I look at different stocks throughout the day. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.